solving the problem number 22. You see the example number 22 from the Balgar book. The accounts of Excel Industry Limited shown for 2006. Raw material 7 lakh. It is direct material. Labor 5 lakh 40,000. It is also direct labor. Then factory overhead. Factory overhead rupees 1,62,000. 1,62,000. And administrative overhead 1,12,160. Okay, this is the information regarding the cost for the year 2006. Okay, then what should be the company, what price should the company should quote for a machine? It is estimated that rupees 2,000 in material and rupees 1,400 in labor will be required. For one machine. Absorb the factory overhead on the basis of labor. They asked to take the factory overhead based on labor cost. Means the relation between factory overhead and labor is same. Then administration overhead on the basis of work cost. Okay, work cost. A profit of 12 integer 1 by 2%. A profit of 12 integer 1 by 2% on selling price is required. This is the information. They have given the information relating to 2006. On the basis of 2006 information, you have to quote a price for a machine. You have to prepare a quotation for a machine. Okay, you have to prepare a quotation for a machine. So before calculating the quotation price, you collect the basic information for calculation of quotation. So first you prepare the cost sheet for the year 2006. For the year 2006, you prepare the cost sheet. Then you can prepare the quotation. You see here. Cost sheet for 2006. This is the simple cost sheet for 2006. There are no major adjustments. First is raw material. Raw material is 7 lakh. Then labor cost is 5,40,000. You take 5,40,000. Total is 12,40,000 prime cost. To this prime cost, you add factory overhead. Factory overhead is 1,62,000. 1,62,000. You add factory overhead. Then 14,02,000 is the factory cost. Then take office and administration overhead. Office and administration overhead is 1,12,160. Then take the total. The total is called as cost of production. This is the basic information. On the basis of this information, you calculate the factory overhead rate. And office and administration overhead rate. Okay. On the basis of this given information, you calculate factory overhead percentage based on labor cost and office and administration overhead percentage based on work cost. Okay. You see here, I will calculate. Factory overhead percentage is equal to factory overhead divided by direct labor into 100. Factory overhead divided by direct labor into 100. Okay. You fill the available information. Factory overhead is 1,62,000. Labor is 5,40,000. If you fill the amount in the equation, 1,62,000 divided by 54,000. 54,000 into 100 is 30%. What it indicates? It is nothing but for every 100 rupee of labor, you have to incur 30 rupees factory overhead. Okay. For every 100 rupee labor cost, there is a 30 rupee factory overhead. 30 rupee factory overhead. This is the meaning inculcated in this equation. Okay. In the same way, you calculate the administration overhead percentage. Administration overhead percentage. Administration overhead percentage is equal to administrative overhead divided by factory cost. Divided by factory cost into 100 is equal to administration overhead is 1,12,160 divided by factory cost is 14,02,000. Okay, into 100, it is 8%. What it means? It is nothing but for every 100 rupee factory cost. Suppose there is 100 rupee factory cost, then administration overhead is rupees 8. This is the information given for you people. For every 100 rupee factory cost, you have to bear 8 rupee administrative cost. Means 8 rupee administration cost comes. Okay, this is the meaning and this is the point you have to remember. Then you prepare the quotation. On the basis of this is the basic information. First you calculate. After calculating this, you prepare the quotation sheet. Okay, now I prepare the quotation. You see the quotation. Tender sheet. In the tender sheet, for the period, first I will take the material. What is the material required for a machine? 2,000 is the material required. Okay, material required is 2,000. And labor required is 1,400. Labor required is 1,400. Material required is 2,000. Total of this is 3,400. 3,400 is the prime cost. 3,400 is the prime cost. Then add factory overhead. Regarding factory overhead, information is not given. So, factory overhead percentage you calculated here, 30%. What is this? Factory overhead is 30%. Factory overhead is 30%. 30% of labor. Okay. So, you have to take factory overhead as 30% of labor. 30% of direct labor. Labor is 1,400 here. You see here. Labor is 1,400. On this 1,400, you calculate 30%. You calculate 30%. Okay. 30% of 1,400 is 420. 420 is the factory overhead. You see this point very carefully. Okay. Add this, you will get factory cost. You will get factory cost. Then next, office and administration overhead. In the office and administration overhead, what this says, administration overhead is 8% on factory cost, already calculated. What is the percentage of factory overhead? Factory overhead is 8%. 8% on work cost or factory cost. Okay, 8% of factory cost. Factory cost is 3,820. On this 3,820, you calculate 8%. 3,820 into 8%. Into 8%, it is 305.6. You see this very carefully. You see the calculation and how I taken the amount. Okay, and take the total. This total is called as cost of production. My battery is low. I will continue, complete it in short period. Okay, next you add the profit. Profit is, you calculate it here. Profit is 12 integer 1 by 2%. 12 integer 1 by 2% means 12.5%. 12.5% on sale. Sale is not given. Remember, for every 100 rupees sale, 12.5 is the profit. Out of 100 rupee, you deduct the profit, 12.5. If you deduct 12.5, then 87.5 is the cost. 87.5 is the cost. Therefore, for 1/4 of 125.6 cost, what is the profit? Like this, you apply the equation and ascertain the profit. You add the profit, you will get the tender price. You will get the tender price. Thank you.